Friends, you're the Lonesome Gamer, and I'm playing 1835. I had problems with my camera, and I didn't record the stock round. I kind of forgot to erase the to delete the rest of the last session, and then it was full and I had to delete it all and whatever. So what happened is that all these shares of the Bayerische that were in the bank pool there at the end of the last OR, they were sold back, and the Hessische was sold out. This guy down here, he's now holding, I think, 70% of the Bayerische or something, and the double share of the Hessische, so he was kind of lucky there. And this guy started then the next company, the Mecklenburg-Schwerin, which is sitting up there. And it's pretty well connected. You can go right here to Berlin and from there until Fürth. And there's also a way to Hamburg. And if Hamburg upgrades, it's going to be, the West will also be open to him. So he's not in a bad position there. Interestingly though, now all the players are at their, not all of them, but two players, these two guys are at the certificate limit, which is 15. And the certificate limit is really an issue in this game. And that's why there are a few interesting options to kind of get more shares, right? I mean, in the most games you only simply have the presidency to get an additional share. Here you have, in addition to that, you got a few double shares, as I already said. For example, the Hessische here, or also the first, the second, and the third share of the Mecklenburg-Schweriner double shares. So that's why people are eager to get those. And you got that additional option of a nationalization, where you can basically, for this guy, he did it. He was at 70% of the Württembergische, and you got to be at least 60% to be able to do that. And then you pay 1.5 times the value, the actual market value of the share, which was in this case something like 129. He paid that to this guy, and then he had to sell him the share of the Württembergische. Why is that interesting? Because now he holds 80%, and then the next share does not count against the certificate limit. So you can do that thing again, buy a share, which is, well, pretty expensive obviously, but he can buy that last share or that next share, and yeah, it doesn't count against his certificate limit. And that is a very valuable thing in these games. So I kind of missed that certificate limit thing here. I thought they were not at the point yet. But this guy is already over his certificate limit, so he has to sell a share, and he's going to sell that 5% share. Because it counts as a whole certificate, but it's just 5%. So I don't think it's that great, you know. And so I'm going to sell that stuff to the bank for, gosh, 154, holy crap. 77, right? I think it's 77. And now this guy can secure his control over the Preußische Eisenbahn, and he's got to do that. He's got to buy that stupid 5% share. Although he doesn't want to, he already holds a 5% share. But if he wants to make sure to keep the Preußische, he's got to do it now, because otherwise, if this guy sells his share of the Braunschweigische, then he could pick it up and steal the Preußische from him. So he's got to do that. He's got to buy that share. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Grace. He's also at 15 yet, so he's got to sell something. Yeah, okay, we're going to sell that one, I guess. The Mecklenburg-Schwerin for... Oh, it's not even marked yet. It's sitting at 80. So yeah, we're going to sell that for 80 bucks. And then we're going to get 3 back. Oh, actually, the share value of this thing drops. I think it also drops if you sell a share which is just worth 5%, but I didn't find anything that didn't say that. So the share value drops, so now I only have to pay 70. So I get another 7 basically. Okay, and now I secured my Preußische, the presidency. I hold 50% of the Preußische, but yeah, the problem is still that I have now these 2 shares which are worth each just 5%, and well, that's not that great, right? So now this player here is actually thinking, maybe I should sell my 2 5% shares of the Preußische and float the Oldenburgische. A 20% share is more valuable than a 5% share, even if it's from the Preußische. And the first 3 are 20% shares. So that looks like really tempting to me. So do I want to do that? Hard to tell. I mean, the Oldenburgische, as I already said, isn't that great. But on the other hand, I could move down here, make a connection here, and I would be already connected to the Ruhr area. Connection to Hamburg is also fairly easy, and it's basically a safe thing. Nobody can stop me from getting there. So it might be worth it. I think I will do it. I can simply, I mean, on the other hand, right now, I don't know. Yeah, why not? I think I want to do that. So I'm going to sell these 10%, which gives me 140. And for 160, I'm going to start the Oldenburgische. There we go. So now everybody's kind of eager to grab these double shares, right? So he is sitting at he sold a share of the Badische and bought that share of the Oldenburgische, and now I'm going to sell these 2 shares of the Preußische. Now that this other guy sold his 5% shares, I will also sell my 5% shares for 140. And instead grab for 160 that double share here of the Oldenburgische. Oh, I should have done that a little more cleverly. Simply paid $10, but okay. So this guy is pretty much out of money, and now there are only 10% shares left here. There is a share of the Hessische here though, which is pretty cool. Maybe I'm gonna buy it. I'm gonna try to get that, but I don't think I have the money to do it. At the moment the Hessische costs only $80. 25, 30, 40, 50, 60. No, I'm not quite there, so I'm not gonna get that. And the Oldenburgische is already floated, but I kind of want to make sure I keep the presidency, so I'm gonna buy that. I'm gonna buy one more share for $80. Oops. 30. Ah, shit. So because this guy had to sell a share of the Bayerische to ensure his Oldenburgische, to ensure his presidency of the Oldenburgische, that gave him the opportunity to buy a 8th share, I think, of the Bayerische. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, which is just so great for him. So now he can buy basically another free share. Right now he doesn't have the money, but he can still do that later in the turn. And I mean, he could, but I don't think I want to do that. I think I'm fine at the moment. So I'm going to pass. Now it seems everybody kind of has to pass. There's not that much money left with the players. And yeah, most people are at the share limit. There's a few interesting things in there. The Hessische, the Badische might not be that good. The Hessische is probably not bad. He might actually be able to buy that. Yeah, I think he can actually afford that one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Yep, there you go. He's got actually the money to buy that share of the Hessische for $80. And that brings him also to 8 shares here, which means the next one would be free. Very, very good. Okay, but I think now we are actually at the end of this stock round. Pretty much everyone is at his certificate limit now. 4, 5, 6. Wait a minute, this thing here, yeah, it does count. 4, yeah, that's 80. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. He still can buy one more share though. But everybody else is at the limit right now. So at the beginning of the OR, the owner of the private, the owner of the Braunschweigische Bahn, could decide to exchange his share for that last 10% Preußen share. And actually, I think this is now the time to do it, because when the 5% when the 5 trains come out, this one will be closed. I'm not totally sure what actually happens with this one. It might simply go away. But so I think it's really time to do that now. And so the only minor company left are the Ostbayerische Bahn over here. And now, let's see. The Preußische starts operating. That's the most valuable one. And it will lay a tile. And I want to help my Badische company here. So what I actually want to do is, I want to lay a tile here. Make a connection here. Because then the Badische will be able to lay a token somewhere here in the Ruhr area, which is possibly better than laying a token in Frankfurt. So I think that's something I want to do. In this way I can help the Badische significantly. And that's important for me. I gotta get this thing finally going. So there's only one straight left. I'm gonna place it like this. And then I could lay a token, which is something I think I don't want to do right now. But I can now run my trains. Well, I only got a single train. I got a 2+2 train. I think I'm going to simply run that thing from Berlin, Dresden, and then take these two dots here. So I'm going to make $100. Obviously that's not that great. It's 40. Okay, but I'm going to buy new trains now. Okay, now the 2+2 trains go away, and that is something that massively hurts the owner of the Bayerischen. For some reason he kind of underestimated that. This really sucks for him. It really does. So I gotta, well, let me see, these guys go away. Yeah, and these two. I was hoping to do one more run and swallow, but that's not gonna happen here. So these trains go away. And yeah, then we come to the 5 trains now, which will bring us then into the brown phase. There are only 2 5 trains and then a single 5+5 train, which is obviously awesome. So the Sächsische ran their 3 trains. Basically from Hamburg to Berlin, this route, and from Hamburg to Dresden, this route, also via Berlin, and then the last train went from Dresden to this dot here. Well, it went from, the second one went actually from Hamburg to Oberschlesien. That gave me 330 and I swallowed, but it's still not quite enough. I got about 450 in here. That's not enough to buy a train. And so it seems like I have to swallow actually a second time, which can be okay in this game, you know. Then I'm sitting on 2 permanent trains and I mean, it's kind of painful and I only hold 50%, but I think at some point you want that much money. You don't want to end up with a single train. That is not a great idea in this game. Maybe we can also kind of juggle around with trains, but there's also not that much money in here. So I think that won't help. But there's always the option to buy a train out of pocket, of course, and that might be also an interesting idea in this one. The Bayerische is really also in a poor position. They only have a 3+3 train. They really expected something better. And this guy is sitting on something like, I don't know, 70 or 80%. So that's not good at all. The 3+3 train will rust. Well, that will take a while when the 6+6 comes out. So I definitely get another run with the Bayerische, but still, you know, it is painful. Seems like if I want 2 trains in there, I'm also going to have to swallow twice. That's about 2, maybe, I mean, I might be able to afford a 5 train though. So if I make a 3+3 run now, let me see, first I got to lay a tile. If the Bayerische now swallows, they will be exactly $5 short and cannot buy the 500. The thing is, I still think I should do it. Because if I swallow the 150 now, I mean, I could still do it in the next run though, and maybe then I can upgrade a few. So I think it doesn't actually matter that much. I'm going to swallow now. So I'm sitting now on 450. Yeah, okay. So I'm going to have, basically the thing is, I'm going to have to swallow a second time, but then I might be able to get that 5+5. And that is okay. It's not great, but it's okay. I'm not too happy with the situation, honestly. But yeah, seems I have to do it. I have to swallow it now, and then I'm gonna get myself a 5+5 in the next turn. I need a permanent somehow, and yeah, I mean, of course I could also run that 3+3 until someone buys the 6+6 and then pay the difference out of pocket. That could be a really good option, but it also would mean that I basically don't get one run, right? Because there will be one run when I am without a train, and that, so I'm going to lose another run anyway. I mean, I could pay out the 150 now and run the 3+3 until it is gone away, and then buy the 6+6 out of pocket. Maybe I should do that. Maybe I really should, but the problem is it might take a while until the 6+6 comes out, and then I'm holding 70% of a company that doesn't really run that good. I mean, the 2 new companies will probably buy the 5 trains. Someone then might buy the, I don't know, I mean, there is money in here or something. Or, somehow this guy will probably get then the 5+5. But there are also a few 6 trains, and I don't really see how they will go away. Probably somewhere here, maybe at some point. The Prussian still has some money, but that can take a while. I don't really want to wait too long for that. So I think I'm fine with that. I think I'm going to buy, I think I'm going to swallow here. Maybe the 6+6 doesn't come. I don't think that's going to happen, but we'll see. So the owner of the Württembergische, the Württembergische is only running for $90, which is obviously not that great. He's going to pay out. He's sitting on 80%, I think. So that means it's 72. This guy gets 18. And now Well, he cannot afford another train. However, he wants to run the Württembergische. And he has a bigger advantage from running the Württembergische than from running the Sächsische. Because he only holds 50% of the Sächsische, he will not have this nationalization option. So what he's going to do is, he's going to buy a train from the Sächsische. He's going to buy the 4 train from the Sächsische, maybe only for $1. And someone will buy that 5 train, that's for sure. And then the Württembergische is pretty good because he can upgrade Fürth, which opens the way to Berlin and maybe even to Hamburg with a 4 train definitely. And then he can make a smaller run, a 3 run. But that's a solid run, right? 3 and a 4 train isn't too bad. And if the 3 is destroyed, hey, maybe there is still an option then to swallow and somehow get your hands on a better train. I'm not sure, but you know, if he works together with the Sächsische, maybe if people even start selling shares of the Sächsische, he could, I don't know, do some tricks there. I mean, it's yeah, it's a tricky thing. But you see, I think for now it's the best to have these 2 trains in the Württembergische. So they paid out, and now it's one of the new companies, the Mecklenburgisch Schwerin company. And, well, they can lay a tile. So what are they going to do? They also have the option to lay a token. And that is an interesting one. Where do they want to lay a token? They could even lay a token here in Magdeburg, and that might be kind of an interesting thing, because, I mean, there are 2 ways to go, right? He could either go east or west. He could lay a token in Berlin, but I'm not sure if that really helps that much. There are 2 free spaces, and I'm pretty sure that they won't get blocked, especially if I lay a token here. On the other hand, that token will be pretty expensive. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That will cost me $100. I could do it. I could do it, and I could afford a 5 train. And if this city gets upgraded and we get a connection done here, not so sure. It's not so sure if it really helps me that much because of these fucking dots here. 1, 2, 3. That would bring me exactly to Fürth. So maybe I don't want to lay that token right now. But then again, what is it I want to do? I might make a connection here north to Kiel. That is an option. I think at the moment I don't want to lay a tile at all. I need brown. I need to upgrade Hamburg and then break out here to the west. Until now, my infrastructure here in the eastern part is already really good. And I don't really need to lay any tiles there. I don't know what. There's nothing you can upgrade in a reasonable way yet now. We need the brown tiles. And they're going to come out now because I cannot run, so I fall back. But now I'm going to buy a train for $500. Is that what I'm going to do? Is that really what I'm going to do? Maybe not. I mean, I'm holding 30%. And I'm holding 40% of the Preußische. So I think you know, you could, of course, kind of use the Preußische to get your other things done. But I'm not so... I'm only hold 30%. So yeah, why not? I'm going to go there. I'm going to buy that train for 500 bucks. I think that's okay. Fine. And so now we're in brown. Phase 3, what does that mean? All the privates are closed. The pre-Prussian companies, the miners, have to be converted. The train limit for the Prussian is 3, the train limit for the others is 2. Nobody is above that at the moment. And from the next stock round, there'll be 3 ORs. Okay, and then we come to the Oldenburgische. And the Oldenburgische wants to make a connection, probably also to Hamburg. So they're sitting up here. They don't have much money, but they do have enough to make that. First they have to lay a tile in Hamburg, and oh fuck man, we don't have a straight city anymore. Okay, but that's not so terrible. We can use this guy. Actually, we wanna. It's a Bremen, but we can do it like this, right? That's the funny thing. We can go like this. Then we connect it here. But then we have to take that dot. We don't want that dot. Oh boy. So it seems like I have to take probably this one and hope that someone else will upgrade Hamburg so that I can then enter like this. It's not great, but yeah, that will work out eventually. Okay. Now what I could do is I could use the Oldenburgische. That's a little bit of a shame, right? That I'm not... that I'm last in priority. Otherwise I could now rape the Oldenburgische, buy a train from the Hessische and then dump it on someone else. But that's not going to work out here. And well, actually, if I think about that, I could have done that with the Mecklenburg-Schwerin. You know, that would be an interesting way to transfer money into the Badische. Oh, that's tempting. Not buying that 5 train. But that is an interesting option, indeed. It really is tempting to do that. I'm not sure. I might roll a die here. Maybe I should not buy that 5 train, but instead buy a train over from the Badische for 500 bucks. Maybe even more. And then dump the company. I could do that. I hold 60% or so from the Badische. So I could do the nationalization thing. It's cheap. And it seems to me that this would be the best option. So we're going to do a character roll here, and this guy is not a very aggressive player. So I think on a 1 to 4 I'm going to do it. and I will. So yeah, I'm not gonna buy that 5 train actually. Gonna get back the 500 bucks. Instead, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna buy a 3+3 for everything but $5. And that's awesome. That will help me quite a lot. There's still a lot of money in the Preußische too, so I can really push the Badische and dump the Mecklenburg-Schwerinische. We will see what happens then. I mean, this guy might be in some trouble then. Bankruptcy doesn't end the game, by the way. But okay, I mean, the trains are not that expensive, so I think a bankruptcy is going to be hard. But still, it's going to be painful for him if he has to buy. I mean, he needs a permanent train here, and he's going to need a permanent train also then for the other one. That kind of sucks. So the player of the Oldenburgische, we already said that. He's going to buy now the 5 train. Yeah, he cannot dump the company, so he's simply going to buy the 5 train. And maybe some people took some risks here that they shouldn't have taken. Okay, so it's yeah, we're sitting here now. And now we're in brown. Scherwadi drops. Now it's the Hessische. And, well, I mean, he's got 2 trains sitting here, and in brown, what do I want to do? I mean, I might as well consider making a connection here to the east. There's Berlin up there, so will cost me a few bucks, but I could, well, what about Nürnberg-Fürth? That will be blocked, I think. Yeah, but I could go here, cross the mountains here, then move in here, make a connection to Berlin. That would be cool. Or do I want to upgrade something? You know, I'm really considering actually laying a standard tile, thinking about making a connection with the eastern areas, which are very rich, obviously, especially Berlin. Okay, so now I can run a 3 and a 4 train, and I'm going to probably do it pretty much the same way as before. So we're going to run 1, 2, 3. We want to hit that thing twice, so I think I'm going to go with a 4 and a 3 here. And I'm, well, going to have to, I might pay out. Maybe I'm going to swallow, I'm not sure. So the Badische finally managed to break out here. There is now a connection. And yeah, now the question is, where do they want to lay the token? That seems odd. I think that's actually the wrong tile. I think that was the right tile. I think the connection was on that side, actually. Okay, that made it so hard for the Badische. So now I can lay a tile or a token. And the question is, where do I want to do that? Basically, I can track now all the way here, back here. So I can basically lay a token somewhere in the west. Or in Frankfurt, which is also a real option. Frankfurt gives me a lot of options. I'm going to get good trains in here because I can use the Preußische and the Badische, and I already transferred 500 bucks from the Mecklenburgische in there. So I will have two really good trains at some point. So no, I might even consider placing a token in Frankfurt. It's a cheap token, it's just a few steps away. And eventually I might get access here to the east. And I also have access here to this area. So, hey, maybe that's what I want to do. Maybe a token there is a good idea. And I might also be able to make a connection here. So, not sure if I want to go to Frankfurt or maybe here in the Ruhr area token. That seems also valuable. But I have these points anyway. Well, not really. I mean, I go here, I'm kind of losing a few. It's a tough call. It really is. I think I actually prefer a dot in the Ruhr area. And if I have a good train, I can still run from down here to the east eventually. So I'm going to lay a dot in the Ruhr area, and I'm going to place that here. It's going to be expensive. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I got to spend 100 bucks for that dot. But I have a lot of money, right? So now I can afford. Well, actually, first I got to run. So yeah, no, I got to run first. So it's going to be a 3+3 train. Three. I can actually take these dots. Maybe I want to go like one. Yeah, I can take these 3 cities and these 3 dots. So that means it's going to be 40, 100, 130. And I'm going to pay out. So what I could do, instead of buying that... Nah. No, I can't. Ugh. Well, I'm considering... I don't really want to buy that 5, I got a feeling this is not a great deal. On the other hand... I have to do something. I kind of have to, right? Someone has to buy it. So I'm going to do it. I'm going to buy the 5 for 500. It's not great, but on the other hand, I got a 3+3 and a 5 now, which is good. Okay, and I paid out. So we go then to the next OR. So the Prussian runs for 330, and they're going to swallow and then buy the 5+5. That is a fantastic train that I really want to have. So wait a minute. 330, so I got to spend 270. Awesome. So we got that one. Now I have a train limit of 3, the others don't. So next is the 6 train, we got 2 of those, and then we got the 6+ train, which is the best. And the 6 train destroys the 3 trains. So then the Sächsische would be in a very bad... This player in general, he definitely needs the 3 trains. But right now there's not that much money, except maybe this guy. He's sitting on a bunch of money and he might buy the 6 train. He possibly will do that. Although, yeah, I think that's going to happen. So, and they swallowed, so the share value drops. And then it's the Sächsische with 2-3 trains. And they might also swallow because they need a permanent. So the Sächsische ran for 280 and I paid out. It was a tough decision. In the end I rolled a die and only on a 1 or 2 I wanted to pay out. The thing is, I'm going to end up with this company, which is basically garbage. So I thought, hey, maybe it'd be a good idea to collect a little bit of money here in this company. On the other hand, I might have the option to dump the Sächsische myself on someone else. I don't know, and therefore maybe it helps to bring the share price up a little bit if I want to sell some shares. It's a tough decision. The Bayerische operates and they have only their crappy 3+3 train. Do they want the 6 train? Well, they're definitely not happy with it. You know, if you can get the 6+6 for just 120 bucks more, you want that. Problem is, at some point we gotta do something. We gotta get things moving, and maybe we should destroy the 3 trains. Especially that player will get a lot of trouble then. Bayerische will take another swallow. It's painful, but I'm gonna do it. 180 bucks. We need a better train. So, by the way, now Nürnberg and Fürth is one big city, which makes now this north, basically now from Munich to Hamburg is now an option. North-south is now finally connected. So I'm going to spend 600, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and start the next phase. 6 train comes into play, and that guy destroys the 3 trains. Let's see what else happens. Yeah, that's all there is. So the 3 trains are gone. That means trouble for the Sächsische, bad news for the Württembergische. Basically, this player is suffering massively from all the whole development now. The Hessische goes away too. But okay, they are not in such a bad shape, at least. So this is basically a real hit for nearly everyone now. And now it's also the question, you know, do we want to swallow? Do we want to keep paying out? Do we want to try to invest on a long term? How long will this game still go? There's still a lot of money in there. So swallowing once is definitely worth it. Twice, maybe. It's hard to tell. So the next one is the Württembergische. And they are sitting now on a single 4 train. But they got some money here. I mean, they have here about close to 400 bucks. So if they manage to make a good run, maybe they can afford a 6 train. But it's going to be tough for them. Probably not. The Württemberg is sitting down there. I mean, they could maybe make it to Berlin, but they got to take this hit here, which sucks. So I think going to Berlin is not worth it here for them. Or is it?
So they have 370. I think it's a sure thing they're not going to get 230 with a single run. Okay. I gotta upgrade something here. You know, maybe it's the best to actually go to Hamburg in the end. That might be my best choice here. Take the hit here, but at least take 3 big cities. And then the Doinker. Otherwise I gotta go with these low value cities here, and I'm not even sure if I can get, I probably cannot even take 4 connected cities. So I think I have to upgrade Hamburg here, which is the best I have. Does that cost money? It costs 50 bucks to do so. Oh boy, that can be the important money. So I might not think I don't want to upgrade it then. Could upgrade Augsburg, but that also only goes to a 40. Still, I think I want to do that before someone else takes away that tile. Okay. Where's the token? And yeah, I swallowed. It's a shame because it's not enough. I got to swallow another time. I mean, what I could do is I could use the Sächsische next turn and buy the 4, but that doesn't really matter. I might as well swallow, right? I mean, yeah, I might as well dump the Sächsische and instead swallow another time because... And then I can buy myself a good train and make a few good runs. I think it's worth it if you hold about 90% or so of a company. Swallowing twice or so is worth it. If you can really then get a ton of money per OR out of this thing. Okay, so then it's the Hessische. Yeah, doing okay. But we might as well see a swallow here. So the Hessische is sitting here. The question is, do they want to make a connection here? Well, we got to calculate how much money we make. Maybe not yet, because if I want to buy a train, I definitely don't. It's the same problem as with all the other guys. I just don't have the money to buy one of these big trains, but I would love to have two. So, shit. So the Hessische upgraded this one. They have a 4 train, so they can basically go from here to here. It gives them 90. It gives them 150. Pfft. Oh boy. You know, I mean, that's the thing. Do you want to swallow? Do you want to pay out? I don't know that. Maybe I should pay out. And I don't know, man. I mean, what I could do is I could pay out, buy the 5 train over here. Maybe not this turn, but next turn or something. Maybe even this turn. I mean, that could be really an option. I could pay out. Well, the problem is the Oldenburgische has not yet operated. Yeah, anyway, I might pay out, and then in the next OR, I could buy the 5 train over here, or maybe, nah, probably it's better to actually buy the, I don't know, man. That doesn't really work. I thought about buying a train out of pocket for one of these two companies, but I'm just not happy with everything that is just happening here. You know, we're all in such a bad shape, but swallowing twice is so fucking painful, especially if you hold so much. But it might be worth it. Is even if I swallow twice, it's not going to be good enough to actually buy me but you know, I could buy the 5 then. If I swallow twice, or maybe if I swallow now, I might really then consider buying the 5 over next OR or so, and then maybe even this OR. And then I don't have to pay that much out of pocket. You know, I think that's actually a pretty good idea. How much do I hold of the Hessische? Let me see. There are 20% here and 10% here. That's 30%. So I hold 70%. Yeah, okay, screw it. I'm gonna swallow. You know, it's not. That's quite a difference. The thing is, if I swallow, how much money do I save? It's actually not that much, just a few bucks. It's just 30% of, it's 45 bucks that I basically don't have to pay. But if the value increases here instead of decreasing, and I can, you know, if I hold toward the end of the game, I hold 8 shares instead of, or something, the difference will be more than 45 bucks. So I think I will actually pay out. The value increases, and then I'm gonna buy the 5 train over next OR, and then I can simply, I might even considering swallowing with the Oldenburgische because I only hold 30%, and then I buy the 5 train over next OR, and then I'm in a good shape. Problem is that someone else might try to steal the Oldenburgische from me. It's a good company with a 5 train. Someone might say, if they, for example, sell the, I don't know, something like the Sächsische or so, they could use the money to invest in the Oldenburgische. That's an issue. Okay, so I paid out, the share value rises. And here's the thing now, I'm not going to do this maneuver right in this turn, because then toward the end of the OR I have to pay a train out of pocket, which wouldn't be a disaster. I could do that. I probably had to sell 1 or 2 shares. I got about 350 bucks in here, got about 250, another 300 over here. So I'm pretty sure I could do that fairly easily. The problem is, if I do that, you know what? Actually, I think I'm going to do it. And I tell you why. Right now, here's the problem. The Sächsische has no trains at all. I mean, they're not in the worst position. But there's a chance this extra share gets dumped on me. If this guy keeps his shares, this guy sells them, then this guy can sell enough shares to get this extra share dumped on me. And then I'm screwed. I mean, I'm not in a good position, because then I got basically... I mean, okay, I have 3 companies, each has 1 single train, and that's not exactly where I wanted to end up. What I could do, though, I could now buy this train over for everything but $1, and then I'm pretty sure I have to sell a share to make enough money, which means I could get rid of this extra share in a simple way. That would be pretty awesome, and then there is no danger that I will end up as the president of this extra share. So I hope that works out. The only problem is people could try to attack me and buy shares of the Oldenburger share, and I don't have the cash to defend myself, but I got a few other shares, so I think I will be fine. And I also hope that I don't end up with a presidency of the Mecklenburg-Schwerin. That is also an option. If this guy dumps the company, these are 30%, and this guy can sell 20%, and I'm sitting on the presidency of the Mecklenburg-Schwerin. Wow, that would suck. But this is totally possible. This is really a very dangerous situation here. Okay, I'm going to take that risk. I might even consider selling this share. Now let's see. First of all, the Badische. It's the turn of the Badische. And they are now in a very good position. They have 2 trains, and they have some interesting routes. What I didn't realize is there still are a few bucks in there, actually quite a few, 240 of the Oldenburger share. So that maneuver of buying that train over was maybe not the most clever one. On the other hand, I already said that it might give me the opportunity now to defend myself against the against this MS disaster that it might drop on me. And that's what the MS now runs first. And well, I think they're definitely interested in upgrading Hamburg, I guess. So here's an interesting rule in this game. 1930, for example, if the president... I mean, the problem I have now is the money of the company and my money is more than what I actually need to buy the 6th train. It's about $700. $705. But I wanted to get rid of one of these shares to protect myself against getting a company dumped on me. Usually that would not be possible. In some games, you're not allowed to buy trains from other companies during an emergency financing. In other games, you can only do it for face value, for up to face value. These restrictions don't apply here. What I could do is, I could say, I'm going to buy the 4 train or maybe the 5 train. It's my choice. Maybe the 5 train is hard to tell. Maybe the 5 train. one, I mean, the Oldenburgische isn't that terrible. And I might want to hold on to that. But I only hold 30%, so I don't know actually. But what I can do is, I can say I want to buy one of these trains for any value into the Oldenburgische, even if I have to commit my own money. Even if I have to sell shares. So I could say, hey, okay, we got $705 here. So I want to buy, for example, that train for $706, which forces me to sell a share, and I could then sell that share and protect myself against the dump of a company. I would lose quite a bit of money, that's for sure, but, you know, it might be worth it. So, yeah, I'm actually really considering doing that. I think what I will do is, I'm going to buy that 4 train over here. It's not a great company, but I only hold 30%. I want the Hessische to be good. So I will now, the 6 plus 6s cost 720. So I say, hey, that's exactly what I want in my Hessische company. I want $720 in there. Maybe 21, just to be sure, right? So I will buy that train for $720. It's as simple as that. Sadly, I don't have that much cash. Well, who cares? I can sell this thing during a forced train purchase. It's a it's a share, so I think it only drops 1 space, to be honest, even though it's a double share, but it's just 1 share. Well, they drop 1 space anyway. That gives me 80, double the value, so $160. Now I'm going to throw in $15 into the company. And yeah, as I said, I definitely lost quite a bit of money here. Now the company has 720. And yeah, but this stupid company, the Mecklenburgische, will not get dumped on me. If the Sächsische will get dumped on me, that's not great. But I think I could live with it, you know. There are $450 in here. The Sächsische is a great company with great routes and so on. I got about 100. I mean, yeah, I got quite a bit of money here. You know, I'm gonna sell a few shares, not that much, 1 or so, and then I'm good. I think that's okay, and I think that's the best maneuver that I have to protect myself. I brought myself into a really bad position because I was too eager to get these double shares, and I didn't simply consider the option of getting a company dumped on me, because in this game I thought, that's not going to happen. But of course it will happen, you know, and in this way I could protect myself a little bit. Which is definitely bad for this poor sucker, because he has now exactly these problems, and we're going to see how he's going to solve them. Okay, so I couldn't pay out because I didn't have a train. Share value drops even further, and now this is it. I'm at the end of this OR, and we're going to go into the next stock round. And yeah, this is also it for the video. I think we're going to definitely see 1 more cycles of ORs, possibly 2. I think probably 2. The bank is big, it's 12,000. The runs are not that massive, at least not yet. So I think it's probably 2 cycles of ORs that we're going to see. Okay, hope to see you on the next video, or on lonesomegamer.com. Bye.